Hello, my name is Susan Seibold-Simpson, and I am the research scientist at the Center for Nursing Research, which is part of the Center for Nursing at the Foundation of New York State Nurses. And this presentation is on conducting a literature search. I find doing a literature search to be an absolutely wonderful experience if you are interested in a topic, but it's essentially critical if you're going to be doing a research study. And I want you to know that while this may be your first stop in terms of learning how to do a literature search, if you have access to a librarian, I always encourage you working with them to find the articles because they are truly the experts. And they may have other strategies that I'm not aware of. Also, most academic libraries will have information about how to conduct a literature search on their website. So I encourage you to look broadly, check out YouTube, check out other universities, and learn as much as you can. But if this is your first stop in learning how to do a literature search, I'm going to walk you through the basic process. The first thing you're going to need to do is identify your keywords. Your keywords are the words you're going to use to refine your search. In the beginning, or even as an experienced literature searcher, it's always helpful to write down your keywords because you may end up tweaking them and you want to know where you started, what you used, and what type of results you got. You can develop a template that includes your research question or PICO, your search terms, the databases you used, and your findings. If you're conducting a literature search for an evidence-based project, you can use your PICO or your problem, intervention, outcome, and time frame for those words to search. So for example, in people with migraine headaches, what is the value of meditation compared to pain relievers and reducing pain over a 3-month time frame? So your words would be migraine, meditation, pain relievers, and pain. If you're conducting a literature search for a research study, you can use your concepts or your variables. Right now, I am interested in the recruitment and the retention of academic nurse educators. So I could use the term academic nurse educator, recruitment, and retention to start. I will also want to think about other words that might be similar to my original keywords. So for example, I might also consider nursing faculty or nurse educator or nursing teacher or nursing instructor in addition to academic nurse educator. There are many databases to consider when conducting a literature search. For those of us in nursing, we will often start with CINAHL or Medline or PubMed. But if you're looking for something outside of nursing, you may want to branch out to other databases, such as PsycInfo for psychology or ERIC for education. I personally am very fond of a database called Web of Science because a lot of my research is related to sociology and behavior. So that's a great website. That's a great database for me to use. And of course, if you're looking for evidence-based articles, reviews, or protocols, you're going to want to search the Cochrane Library. When you open up a database, you're going to get an option to do a basic search or an advanced search. Advanced searches allow you to refine your choices. And when you're doing an advanced search, you're going to want to use something called Boolean operators. These allow you to combine your search terms in a variety of ways. The most common operators are and, or, and not. So let's look at an example. I took my examples from the University of Minnesota. So the first example is the Boolean operator and. And allows you to look at the overlap of your concepts. So using concepts and together, you will get fewer records, which is helpful if your search is a very broad, well-studied topic. So in this example, you're looking at the overlap between aspirin, children, and Reye syndrome. And you'll see that that little green area in the center where the arrow is pointing would be the records that you would retrieve. The next Boolean operator is or. This operator allows you to broaden a concept and include synonyms. For example, kidney disease or renal disease will retrieve citations using both. So this allows you to retrieve more citations. The next operator is called not. Not allows you to exclude concepts not relevant to your search. For example, you could search multi-infarct dementia using dementia, not Alzheimer's. So this would allow you to get a broad series of records, but would not include Alzheimer's if you weren't interested in that. So this is the website that I use at SUNY Delhi. SUNY Delhi has a contract with an organization called EBSCO, and EBSCO includes a whole bunch of databases. So what I've done is I've said I want to search CINAHL with full text, and this is basic search. But you also have the option on the bottom to do advanced search, and that's what this looks like. It allows you to type in your terms, and you can select your field, which would include text, author, and other various areas where you could search specifically. So if your topic is very, very broad, you could leave it open to searching your terms with select a field, but you're going to get a huge amount of responses. So you may want to use TX for all text, AB for abstract, AU for author, or SU for subjects. And as you scroll down the page, you can further limit your results by full text, publication date, English language, and certain age groups. You can use double quotes to search a phrase, and you can also use something called a wildcard, which allows you to search variants. For example, if you add the star to the end of a term, it will give you everything that starts with those letters. So if I type in NURS star, it will give you nurses, nurse, and nursing. So let's move this forward. I'm going to choose some databases. So in here, if you were to scroll down, you would see Medline, but I could also click on psych articles, or I could click on ERIC. I could click on Applied Science and Technology, and that will allow me to go into different databases. So at this point in time, I have just CINAHL, and I'm in basic search. I typed in recruitment or retention because, again, I want both pots of citations along with nurse educator. That gave me 102 citations. If I added a database, which in this one now includes Medline, so I have CINAHL and Medline, I got 260 citations. So it increased the amount of hits that I got. If I dropped it into the advanced search and I did recruitment or retention and nurse educator, so I put nurse educator in double quotes, so I'm searching that term specifically in addition to recruitment or retention, that gave me 3,929 citations. So now that's getting a little bit overwhelming to look at all of them. You'll see here where I've highlighted that it then gives me other search terms. So for this particular article, it has student recruitment, student retention, students minority. So I'm really not interested in student recruitment right now. So I put in not student, and that dropped me down to 2,775 citations. And again, it's giving me additional words that I can search: personnel recruitment methods, personnel retention. And so again, you can start dropping these in parentheses using your Boolean operators to continue to refine your search. And you'll see that in this particular one, I used all text. If I wanted to refine it further, I could take student, and then where it says select a field, in this area here, I could click on text or I could click on abstract, and that, not necessarily for not, but for up top, that could make my search less broad, give me less citations to go through. So if you don't have access to a college or university library, or even if you do, there is also Google Scholar, which is a helpful way to gather citations quickly. So let's keep with this theme, and we're going to look at Google Scholar to address recruitment and retention in nursing. But this is where you're going to see how to learn about Google. So this is their help site for searching Scholar. So you'll see that your search results are normally sorted by relevance, not by date, but you can search by date if you want to. I typically limit my searches to within the past 5 years, so there'll be an option to sort by date. Sometimes you can get full text if it's in the public domain, but you'll always or almost always be able to get the abstract. And then it also gives you hints for how to search a little bit in a more sophisticated manner. So this is a helpful place to start. So here I am in Google Scholar, and I have circled the hamburger in the upper left-hand screen, and that's going to allow me to do an advanced search if I click on that. But if I just do a basic search of nursing faculty recruitment and retention, I get 113,000 citations. That, again, may be a little bit overwhelming. So you'll see over here on the left that I have the option to limit my search to just since 2020, and that will give me the past 4 years, or you can make it a custom range where you can search for from 2019 to the present. That will give me the past 5 years. And you'll see in this slide that I am utilizing a paid product called Deep Dive. When I wasn't teaching, I didn't have access to libraries. And so I couldn't get articles, and I'm fairly impatient, and I wanted to be able to look at the articles right away. So I purchased something called Deep Dive, DEEPDYVE. It's pricey, I'll warn you right up front, but this allows me to see articles right away and read them if they're available. This is what advanced search looks like. So again, I can type in multiple words. I can type articles with all the words. I can use quote marks for an exact phrase. I can say with at least one of the words. So let's say I want nursing educator, nursing faculty, clinical instructor, and then I can also type in student if I don't want that. And then I can type in specific dates, specific journals, and specific authors to again refine my search. So there's a lot you can do with Google Scholar, and it's free and it's easy and it's a great place to start. So what I've done today is I've provided you with options of learning about how to do a literature search in the traditional way of using databases that are available in a college and university, and introduced you to doing a literature search using Google Scholar. I hope you found this presentation helpful, and I look forward to